when you're actually looking at the textual question, where you've got the text, is you'll be told in the exam that the students have all read this, they've all understood it. You don't need to have any part of the lesson which is checking understanding or checking vocabulary. They've understood it. Okay? So what we're asking you to do is to assume, now obviously that's a bit artificial, but this is a Form 5 class we're talking about, okay? And you've done work on the vocabulary, and you've done work on the language, and you check comprehension. So by the time they get to this lesson, you don't have any problems with them understanding the text, okay? Okay? So we don't need anything in the beginning of the lesson checking understanding. We want to get straight into getting the students to engage with the ideas, the theme, the plot, the characters, whatever, in the text. That's what we want. And the focus is on speaking. Whether it's Julius Caesar or Great Expectation, the focus is on speaking. Okay? And we're going to look at this example. Any questions so far?
John, how about the lead-in activity to activate the schema bar? Is it necessary, or you have to include that?
Well, it depends. Well, maybe we can come back to that question when we have a look at this extract, and we can talk about it in relation. It's a bit difficult to talk in general terms about that. Okay. All right. Perhaps we'll come back to that and remind you of the question later. Okay. Any other questions so far?
Might was that for the lesson planning part, a box will be provided for us, and then
no, you can draw your own box in the paper. Okay. So bring a ruler. Right. You don't have to. You can do it. You can do it. I mean, it shows you in the paper. It doesn't have to be a very complicated box. You don't. What we need is timings. It says the timing. You need to tell us what happens and what type of materials you're going to use. Now, you're not going to have time to design a worksheet or something, but you can tell us that there is a worksheet which has a number of questions, including X and Y. Okay? Yeah?
John, if we were to adapt the lesson plan template on Blackboard,
yeah,
because like there's a column about aims.
That's right.
If we put our aims there, do we still have to put it down in our resume?
Well, I really need to. I think the aims could go in the rationale. Really. Okay. I think what you'd really need is timings on the activity and the materials. That's okay. So we need to know very clearly how long each stage of the lesson is going to take, what the activity is going to consist of, what the teacher and students are going to do. Now that can be in the same column if you're going to use a grid. Okay. And we need to know the type of materials you're going to use. Okay. All right. But I think the aims you can discuss. Well, the aims are going to be told to you actually. The overall aims are told to you, and it's, in the paper. And the overall aims are, as it states in the exam paper. I need my glasses. It's terrible. Last week I came and I was teaching all day, and I forgot my glasses, and I was having to go like. Okay. Right. But okay. What it says is this: you should plan a lesson of 40 minutes for a Malaysian secondary school form class around this extract below from Dickens' Great Expectations, or if it's the other section, Shakespeare's Julius Caesar. The broad aim of the lesson is to develop the learner's abilities, I'll give you this in a minute, so don't worry about writing it down, to critically engage with the text and to share their interpretations of the text. The main skills focus should be speaking. It should be assumed that text be read by all learners before the lesson. Let it be pre-taught. Any difficult vocabulary lesson should be appropriate for typical learners in a typical Malaysian Form 5 class. Typical inverted commas, because I don't think you can talk about a typical class. Okay? Alright, does that, okay, I'm going to give you this anyway. So that, it says, that is what it says in the exam paper. Okay? 4, Julius Caesar extract or Great Expectations. And it also says later on that you should provide a rationale for it. Okay, in another section. Now, I don't think I could do much more than that, okay? Right? Okay, so, any questions? More questions? Alright, let's think about revision then. Okay, before we start looking at a sample question, let's have a look at revision. Now, obviously your group has done Julius Caesar more recently, and you did Great Expectations with me in the first part of last term, so it's Julius Caesar is probably fresher in your memories. Okay? Right, so going back to Great Expectations, what do we need to do for our revision? Let's have some ideas.
Characters.
Sorry?
Characters.
Well, okay.